Debbie with Gibbs Corner. Welcome back. And if you are new, welcome. Today I'm going to make some tags for my Woodland journals. I've got two chipboard bases here. They're nice, thick. I get these at Michael's. I think Prima also has them, and I think Tim Holtz also has some that are this chipboard tag. And I've got a printout from the Woodland Journal Kit. This is one of the pages in the Woodland Journal Kit and Poppiness, which is Susan Taylor Brown's Etsy shop. So Poppiness on Etsy. And it's beautiful. It's got these beautiful greens in it, lots of layers. And so I'm going to start with this as the base, and I'm just using some matte medium here. You could use any kind of glue, PVC or just, a white craft glue, something that will allow you to get good coverage. You could also actually use Fabri-Tac, whatever you've got that gives you a nice, even, smooth coverage. So I'm just gonna lay that on. Whoops. I actually have two boards here in my hand. Don't need that. Lay it on fairly evenly. I'll try to get this on here. I'm gonna hold it up to the light just to make sure I've got, yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna let that sit there and dry. I got a little goo oozing out here. Blue goo. So let me get that. There we go. And then once that dries, I'll trim that off. Okay, so let that sit there for a second. Let me do the next one. Not sure yet what I'm going to put on top of these. I haven't really decided. But I've got some bits and bubbles here that I will play with and see what I like, see what works. The trick to this is to really, you want to really get those edges. Don't want the edges to come off or come unglued. So I want lots on the edges. I don't know what that is. Same thing. I'm gonna flip it over to make sure I've got good coverage. I'm gonna come down a little bit on this one. Not much, just a little. So I'm just holding it up to the light so I can see where that'll hit on the tag. You can use any kind of paper as your base. If you want to start with a base, you don't even have to use paper. You could paint the base of your tag. Just something to get the little bit of color going on back there. It's from the craft cardstock. Just scrapbook paper, or those scissors are not, I cut something with them that I shouldn't have, and I need to replace them. See, that pretty? I mean, that's pretty just by itself. You don't even have to do anything else to it. Ink the edges and finish the top, and it's just gorgeous. But we're gonna do more to it. And of course, this is a page designed to be a journal page, which would also be gorgeous. And I think I do have the same page printed out. And I'm going to go ahead and sand the edges just a little bit. I have an old sanding tool here from, it's from Prima. And what it does is it's just blending that paper into the chipboard behind it and smoothing that out more so that they are kind of one piece. It also prepares the edge for you so that you can easily add ink or whatever else you might want to do to the edge if you wanted to even paint it. So it's just blending that edge in, and I'm focusing my attention. And that also, if you don't cut straight like me, it'll also straighten that out for you. You're just going to be careful not to go too far because you are sanding that chipboard too. And if you go too far, you'll start to change the shape of your tag. So you could use an emery board, a piece of sandpaper, of course. You do not have to have a tool like this. Okay, I found a dragonfly stamp that I think I got at an estate sale. Don't even know that I've used it yet. So this is a good time to use it. I'm just using Versamark. And I think I'm going to put him, I think I'm going to put him right about there. Hopefully that'll work. Just give him a good press down. And let's sprinkle it, whoops. Let's dump it on there. How about that? Let me just shake this around a little bit so it gets all of the stamp. Now I have, yeah, that looks good. I have the, I don't know what you call it, the powder. It's kind of like baby powder that you're supposed to put on here first, but I always forget to use it. So there's that. All right, let's get the lid on here. And yeah, I mean, this embossing powder is called Sea of Tranquility, so it would be really pretty in a mermaid themed book. Oh, it would be gorgeous in a mermaid book. I didn't have this yet, I don't think, when I did my mermaid book journal. Maybe I did. No, I don't think I did. I think I got that afterwards. Okay, here we go. Heat gun on. Okay, that's pretty. It gave it, it's a, you know, it's shiny. I don't know if you can see that, but it gave it a really pretty subtle, subtle effect. Thought I'd better turn the camera back on here. I got carried, I forget. So I've just been playing. I took this as a little piece of, this is some of this wood. It's sort of a wood paper that I have, and I've got some pieces left that I'm just using randomly. So that's just ripped off and laid down. And then this is a piece of chipboard that I used the Vintage Beeswax baked texture on it, the embossing. And I didn't get it even, but that's okay. I'm absolutely okay with that. And this is just a little piece of lace that I'm going to put down here and cut off. So I like that. And then I want to put this in an angle, coming off of that piece and touching the lace so that it ties those groupings, that grouping all together. And then this is a charm. It looked like this. I just cut off the little loopy loop at the top. And there's a spot right here where I didn't get any embossing powder somehow, so I thought I would just set that right on top like that. And that will hide that little area, and I like the extra layer that it gives. So I'll play with how that's, gives it a little bit more dimension. And then I have this Distress Crackle Paint. It's Clear Rock Candy from Ranger. And I am going to dab a little bit on the wings of this dragonfly. So we'll see what that looks like. And then I will go in and glue everything down. And this may be so subtle that it's not really noticeable, but I thought it would be fun to see if I can get just a little bit more texture and a little bit more visibility to my guy up here. So we'll see if this works. There we go. Okay. We'll let that dry. And then as soon as that's dry, I will work on gluing the rest of those pieces down. Okay, I think everything's dry. As I was playing with this little cluster down at the bottom, I decided that I needed some blue to pull that, to connect the dragonfly to the tag. So it didn't look discombobulated. I wanted something to tie that in together. So I just pulled a little piece of sari silk. None of this is glued on. Well, the sari silk is, duh. I just need to add this now. Let's see. Let's use Fabri-Tac. And then this will be done. Well, almost done. I need to poke my hole in the top and put an eyelet up there. But it's almost done. And I'm getting glue everywhere. Coming out really fast. That's okay. It'll wipe off. Get some of this off before it. Here we go. And that second coat on the embossing just really did what I needed it to do. So piece of glue right there. Okay. Let's see, I want this to, I don't want it to be perfectly straight. I want a little bit of loop-de-loop on it. I'm actually gonna clamp that because that's got a little spot where it's raised up a little for a bit. And then that one will almost be done. Now in this one, I have, let me set this aside while that dries. I have a piece of embossed craft text. And so I thought I would throw that down there on the bottom, maybe like that, maybe like that, yeah, let's do that. I'm just gonna add some glue. I don't know if I'll put any, I could put some wax on the top of this raised part of the craft text. I just don't know what color I would want to go with. So I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. I think I'll put that a little lower. Maybe like that. Now I got glue everywhere. Okay. All right, from there, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I have some pieces That might look pretty. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get the wax out. Let's get the wax out. I just don't know what color I want to try, but let me see what I've got in here. You know, copper might look really pretty. Copper? Let's try it. Let's see what it looks like. Wait a minute. I'm gonna try. Let's try it on a test spot first because I'm not sure if I will like it. It's pretty subtle. Let's see. What else have I got? The rust. Oops. The rust might be a good option. Let's try that. Let's try the rust. And I'm gonna do a test on here too. That's definitely darker. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, let's do rust. We'll get some of that brownish tones in there. That's pretty. And I'm just very lightly going over this to hit the raised parts of the embossing. And it just really highlights that embossing. Pretty. I like it. That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. All right, these Gilder's wax paste, some of them smell, and they all smell different, and some of them are just awful, and I'm sure it's the chemicals in there, which is not necessarily good, but just if you've got one that has a high stink to it, and I'm sure it has to do with what's used to get the color. Yeah, that's why some of them are different, but just be sure you're using it in a ventilated area. Okay, I'm wondering, you know, I love my patina. I'm wondering if a little bit, let's get the glue lid on there. If a little bit of patina might be a nice, if I can get it open. There's not a lot to grip there. Okay. Oops, I got some on my finger. All right, let's see. Just gonna put a little kind of going up the side here, maybe. And do I maybe put, let's see. Do I need a little something? No, I don't like that. But I do like the two birds. So let's emboss them. We're just gonna emboss everything. Hopefully I have enough embossing powder. I think I am getting low. My ink is gross. I think I used a stamp in here that still had ink on it. And so it's got all sorts of colors going on here. Okay. It's gooey. It's a gooey mess. Let's put those a little closer together while I sprinkle. Oh, you know what? I think that might need some color too. Maybe I put some sari silk on that one, just like I did the other one. Yeah, that might be a good thing to do. Oh, whoops. Okay, well, I got plenty of embossing powder on those guys, didn't I? I probably should be using tweezers to pick these up with so I don't inadvertently wipe off the embossing powder. But I think that's fine. All right, since I dumped my entire jar on top of them, I have a lot to return to. Oh, okay. Boom, boom. All right, now let's put some heat to them. Okay, that's pretty. These are little wooden pieces, and so I don't know if you can see, they're little wooden. They're kind of like chipboard pieces, except they're wooden. They're laser cut from wood. It's little, like a, oh, I don't know, almost like a balsa wood. No, it's heavier than a balsa wood. Anywho, they're really cute. I think I got these, I actually think I got these at Michael's a long time ago. Okay, I am liking the idea of some color on this again. So I'm going to take that same piece of sari. This is the other end. This is the end I used on the other tag. And this end, as you can see, whoops, there's my pin, has a little more green to it. So, actually, I really like that piece right there in the middle. I like the shape of it. Might be too big. And I'm just going to rough up the edges a little just so they don't look like they were cleanly cut. Because they were. Yeah. Let's see if I can't do this without getting thread all over the place. Okay, so what if that might be too big, but let's find out. Actually on this one, as I look at it, I think I would rather use some green sari. So I have this, which is a little bit of an olive. Ooh, I like that. Yes, okay. I'm gonna snip off just a little piece. And whatever I don't use, I always keep my sari scraps. I have a little box of just tiny scraps that I use actually for projects just like this, where I just want a little piece. It just so happens that I don't have any of that green in my scrap pile. Okay, let's get that extra string off of there. It's staticky, it's sticking to me, and my hands have glue on them, so it's really sticking to me. Okay, all right, let's move this. And I don't think I need much. I just want a little bit behind each bird, just to add a little bit of color right here in this very brown field. Okay, so perhaps just a little snippet there. And again, I'm just roughing up the edges just so it doesn't look like a real clean cut piece of sari, which is exactly what it is. Right about here. If I can get my glue to come out. And I don't need much. And I'm not using a lot of glue here. Definitely not getting it on thick, just enough to hold that sari silk down. And then the birds will really give it its oomph, because I don't want it to bleed through. Okay, there. Now Now do I like it better? Yeah. Now I like it better. Okay, let's see. We're going to put these guys on one at a time. I will go ahead and use this. See if I can prevent glue from getting everywhere. Not likely to happen, but that's okay. There's a bunch of little holes in this guy. It's just gonna seep through the holes, but. Okay, I'm back. I've got these guys finished up. This one, I put the green, let's see, am I too close there? Put the green sari silk underneath, the emboss on top of their little wood pieces. And I've added some patina around the edges. Same green sari silk here. And then the back, and then you've got the embossed piece underneath and that little piece of wood paper on top of the embossed piece. Most of that's covered up, but I'm okay with that. I'm happy with the result. And then the back is just, I just inked the back. I didn't do anything to it. This one, I went back in after we were on, and I added the patina around the edges, here, 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 here. I really felt like it did more to pull those blues in with all of the greens going on here. And so I like that result. Use the same color blue sari silk up at the top that I've got back here that pulls that blue all the way through. And so that's that one. And I just, this one I did add a craft cardstock base to it. So they look the same on the back, but this does have an extra layer on it back here in the back. And that's because, when I was straightening this out after it had warped just a little from the moisture, I was doing this and I accidentally, don't know my own strength, and just kind of bent it. And so this, this protects that little bend mark there. And nobody will ever know. Except everybody knows because now I just told you. So there you go. There's that one. And the point of that story is you can always, 90% of the time you can fix mistakes. So if a mistake happens, don't forget about it. Just think through how you might be able to reverse that mistake, undo it, cover it, all of the other options that you have available. So there you are. There's 2 tags. These are for the Woodland journals. And yeah, they're done. Yay. Now time to move on to more. I've got some more makes, pieces, pockets on ephemera and things like that to make. And then I will start compiling the 2 journals. So, so more to come. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your support so much. Bye.